you know what? I'm gonna do this. So
You son of a bitch.
I go to do it, and you know what?
You can't do it right now.
No, well, no, that was the case, but I tried to do it before they took it back. It wasn't available to Android users.
Yeah, you have to do it on Apple.
I don't have an Apple. I told you I was a plebe. Yeah. I'm a green boxer. Isn't that what the? Did you see? Did I tell you guys this about this TikTok where these guys this like goes around and talks to girls on the beach and they ask him something different thing. He said this. He said, "Say a guy's a 7. What color? If I text you, CK, what color does it come up?
Blue.
Is that like bad? Is like what are your? No, what is the one? Is that
I don't
Android?
have an iPhone.
Oh, okay. Who's got an iPhone in this house? Nobody? Are we all Android users?
Oh, we're a bunch of plebeians over here.
We are. Someone tell us what the color. I think it's a green box.
Hey,
is that
if you're on iPhone, other iPhone users appear as blue. If you get a text from an Android user, it appears green.
Guess what, guys?
What?
When we get a text from an iPhone user, it appears green for us. But when we get a text from Android users, it appears blue. So maybe iPhone users look like they're the fools at this point in time.
Wow. You know what? I never had noticed the difference. You know, I didn't pay, but they asked this girl once, they said, say a guy's a 7 and sends you a text and the text comes in green. She goes, total 4.
Dude,
she said, get an adult phone is what she said.
Apple is so genius in how they've made Android users like the others. Like, oh, dude, if you're not a part of our club, we're gonna let people know that you're not.
But it sounds like Android's turning it back on them, according to CK. Yeah, my thing is that I will fully endorse Apple products. Like, I've never owned any. My kids, my son wants, like, all of these things. They work incredibly well. They have seamless integration. Mm-hmm. Somebody would tell me this. Somebody told me, well, your laptop's going to last like forever. And it's true. But here's the thing I got with it. Number one is that once you get into the Apple universe, you go, everybody I know is one more Apple thing, one more app, and they just get sucked into iTunes, and it's just this money pit of stuff. The second thing is the products. They do work fantastically well. They are remarkably well built. They are stable as all get out. They don't roll out crap like Android that's just bizarre at times, but they're expensive as shit.
Yeah.
I'm cheap as shit. And the third point is this. I don't want a laptop that's 12 years old. I don't care if it works or not. Is that I would rather pay $400, get 4 years out of this laptop, and then pay another $400 and get a laptop that's 10 times better than that 401 instead of having a MacBook that's from 2008.
The funny thing about your argument, even with that, is iPhone users use as an argument. But if you're an Apple person, 9 times out of 10, you're replacing your computer, your iPad, your phone every year, every 2 years, even though you don't have to, just because of that exact reason. So you're spending more money for a device that does work well. I'll be the first to say it. I've worked in the cellular cells industry. I will be the first to tell you, I by far had more issues with iPhones than I ever did with Android or any of those other phones. Mainly because iPhone would roll out these updates every so often, new iOS updates. And I cannot tell you how many people lost everything on their phones and had to restore it from the cloud. And it took forever. So it happens so often.
They also got sued for that because what they were doing is making these updates so it antiquated your own old phone. And then the battery life would die.
Right.
They are colluding.
Buying a new one. Yeah.
They are brilliant though. I just don't want to do this. It's like, I don't want to get an iPhone and then now have to get an Apple computer, an iPad, earbuds that are an operating
system.
It's an absolute cold.
It is.
Look, I have a Samsung phone. I have a Samsung watch and I have Samsung earbuds. And just like Apple products, all my stuff works great together and talks to each other and does all that great stuff. And guess what? Anything I need to talk with on my computer is on my Google account anyway. which is on my computer.
Yeah, I do roll with Google, but they are schizophrenic.
Maybe this is the podcast we do for the off season is tech talk.
Anti-Apple. I will say this is I love Google to death. They're one of my favorite companies of all time, but they are A, schizophrenic, and B, ADHD. They will abandon projects. They will go back to them. I don't understand why we went Google Chat, now Messages, back to Google Hangouts, to Google Chat. It's just like these guys, they just throw shit at the wall, but that's kind of their style. Apple commits to their products, but I refuse to do it. And I used to say this to CK is I would ask every time I met somebody that had an Apple phone or whatever, and they'd be like, you're a plebe. I would say, have you ever bought an app? And I've only met like one person who had an Apple that said no. They are good at sucking money at you. Android, I'm like this, man. I roll free, baby. I'm rolling free. I ain't paid for an app. I think I bought one app. It was an Adobe app recently. 252-228-5098. I rock the Google Pixel right now, guys. Next call.